With great love and respect in my heart, I welcome you to this beautiful Sunday morning. Thank you for taking this time to come together. Before we begin, wherever you are, just pull your spine straight and open your shoulders. Close your eyes, lighten your mind. Invite that peace, calming, cooling sensation in your eyes. Relax your neck, shoulders, spine, softening the belly, get grounded. Grounded. Just as sand settles in a glass of water, let all the restlessness, anxiousness settle down. Become introverted. Pay attention to this state of being that you are in by taking this little time to be still, be settled, and peeking within. Watch the breath. Imagine the breath is rising from the belly, coming towards your heart as you breathe in. As you breathe out, attention going back to the belly. Opening of the heart lotus with each incoming breath. And closing the lotus with the outgoing breath. Let the lotus open and close for a few breaths. Stay with the open lotus in your heart. Let the breath come and go. Keep that lotus open in your heart. Imagine its perfection. Fully open. Little dewdrops glistening. That heart space is pure, as vast as the sky. You are boundless, limitless. If there is still some awareness of the body, soften it, but stay focused on the heart lotus. You may want to pause your breath for a moment. And then slowly release it. Bow to that lotus in your heart. Now we bring our attention to the center of the forehead. Pause the breath for a moment. Let the mind rest in the center of the forehead. Release the breath before tension begins. Imagine you are sitting on the top of a globe and the vast space, darkness spread all around you. You are one and only one. Light coming from the center of your forehead, your third eye, spreading into that vastness. Shivoham. And pure consciousness. Thank you for taking this time. Slowly come back, open your eyes. Welcome a nice deep breath. Breathe it out. When I woke up this morning, a few lines of Baba Kinaram came to my mind. In Hindi, it sounds very nice. In English, I'll try my best to translate it. In Hindi, it says, यह जीवन न जीने के लिए है, न मरने के लिए. यह जीवन अपने को जानने के लिए है. Meaning, this life is neither for just living, nor for dying. This jivan is to know the self. We occupy ourselves just to live, to make our life comfortable, solve our problems, fulfill our aspirations, or after everything is done, we just keep waiting for the chariot to come and take us away, or trying to save ourselves from that chariot. We do anything possible to stay alive. How much time do we really spend to know the self? And what is that self? That self is pure consciousness. That neither is born nor it dies. It is a part of the self that has been present before we were born, and it will remain present even after we drop this body. It's the body that is born and that dies. Body and mind. Mind perceives things, creates a story, and tries to solve it, live it, make the best out of it. Body is born, grows, goes through its challenges, and one day is dropped. We are not just the body and the mind. That's what Baba Kinaram is pointing us out to. You are not just the body, you are not just the mind. Just like you are not just your car and the engine, you are something else. My house, my car. I'm not my house, I'm not my car. My body. It's my body. I'm not the body and the mind. Who is this I? In many scriptures, it's mentioned, body is just like this cloth. When the cloth is torn, it's discarded, we take on a new cloth. So we read these things, we entertain these things. How much effort we really put into this knowledge, to imbibe it, to live it, truly live it, not just think about it. In the name of knowing more, we go on reading scriptures and go to talks and seminars and this and that. When are we going to truly live it without doubting? Without doubting. Yes, but it comes to our mind. Yes, but I got my challenge, I got my story. When are we going to free us from the story? Well, in all great traditions, our seers, sages have thought about this, and there are various observances that are carved out throughout the year just to pay a little bit more attention to this work that I'm talking about. Like Navaratri is coming, Easter is coming. All these kind of marked out dates and times are just to remind us to make it a little bit more special. Most of you know, at our ashrams, we really give lots of importance to Navaratri. That starts on March 22nd till 30th. Equinox is right there. Navaratri is observed when the two seasons are merging, uniting, when there is a union happening. There is plenty of energy available. If you pay attention, the season is changing. New things are sprouting. There is an air of change. Little buds are coming on the trees. That energy that has been within is about to express itself. That energy is also within us. We are not separate. We are all interconnected. We just separate ourselves by focusing too much on our story of the body and the mind. That energy is within us and it's about to express itself, sprout. That air of change is It's changes in the air, let's put it that way. So please mark in your calendar, starting from April 22nd till 30th, just to make it a little special. I'm not saying that you drop everything and go on a pilgrimage, or just be aware of the specialness of this time. And if you can, minimize your engagements from the world. A little bit, just minimize. If you really have to do this, something, just ask yourself, do I really have to do it, or can I take a little, can I postpone it? Create a little time for yourself. Just for yourself. We spend so much time fulfilling our social obligations and every obligation. Those obligations will be there waiting for you. These little 9 days are really to take a little time for yourself. Give the time to what we really came here to do. We came in this human incarnation to know the self, to live that which we know. We have heard, we like to hear the divine resides within me. Yes, but how often do we live it? These are the times to truly live it. If you make it special, it will be special for you. Not because Babaji is telling or it's in the everywhere. If you make it special, it will be special for you. And that's how we make it special. But first, clearing out our calendar, have a little time. Okay, I got time. Now what I do? The best is you don't do anything and be totally comfortable with yourself. Without doing anything, without your smartphone, without the internet. What are you going to do? Well, to deal with that, then these observances, these celebrations have some prescribed way to be. So at least we find some kind of map that I could walk on this map. Now, the map for Navaratri is to minimize the engagement in the world first, and then minimize the engagement of your sense organs. See less, hear less, smell less, eat less, taste, touch less. Just minimize. Because through these sense organs, we take in the world. We bring this information in. Now we have to process it. And that processing takes lots of energy. Things that we see, it's an information. Now we have to process it. Things we hear, it's an information. Now we have to process it. Things we eat, we have to digest it. Our body is constantly bubbling with new energy, Shakti. How we utilize that Shakti is up to us. The more we take in the world, the more energy we have to spend processing it and dealing with it. So this is why during Navaratri it is said minimize the intake of the world by First, paying attention to your intake of your sensory organs. Speak less. Bring in the information, less information inside. Okay, I'm going to engage less with my senses. Now what I do? I have to do something. If you have a mantra, then you make yourself a little longer sankalp, little promise that during this time, these 9 days, I'm going to do much more jap, repetition of my mantra, much more meditation than usual. So this is in the essence, that's how we observe Navratri, that first carve out a little time, make it special in the morning and in the evening, carve out a little more time to just sit, light a lamp, do your meditation. If you don't have a mantra, still you can do breathing meditation, soham, or just clear your mind. Do not visualize too many things. Do not, just clear your mind. Maybe during Navratri, you want to do a little more pranayam. It's a part of our practice. But lots of times we go totally to doing the mantra japa. Pranayam is very important to purify your nerves, your nadis, so the energy can flow freely. Pranayam. Many of you have done yoga. There are all kinds of pranayam, you know. Yes, I know. Yes, do you practice? The simplest pranayam, anulom vilom. Breathe in through the left, out through the right, in through the right, out through the left. It's very simple. But do you take 10 minutes to really be with it? We'll spend 2 hours reading about it on Google, and maybe some other books, maybe some other ancient scriptures. And it's as simple as breathe in through the one nostril, out through the other, in through that one, out through the other. It's the knowledge. Do I really take 10 minutes to do this? For a month, every day. It's as simple as that. Practices are not hard. It's our being regular, our being disciplined is hard. And that's why we have our rishis, our sages, have given us a system. Navratri is one of those times to really practice what you know. Pranayam is very important. I would recommend each and every one of you, if you have not spent time with pranayam, talk to yourself that during this Navaratri, I'm going to do 3 times, 3 sets of pranayam. And that could be 24 breaths. You'll have time. 24 breaths in each sitting. And that's just anulom vilom. I know you are thinking, but Babaji, I do other kind of pranayam. Yes, you do. If you do the other one, that's a 1, 3, 2, do that. But if you don't do, you are new to this, do 24 Anulom Vilom in each sitting 3 times a day during Navaratri. And don't do anything else. You could be just totally devoted to just that. You will get something out of it. I promise. Make a commitment that during Navaratri, in the name of honoring the pure consciousness that I am, I'm going to minimize my intake of the world, minimize my engagement, and carve out 3 times in my 24 hours. And in each of those times, I will do 24 pranayama. That's the minimum. Now, I know you want to do more. So there is more. For those who want to do more, I don't want to make anybody feel guilty that I'm not doing any more. There are levels, and there is something for everyone. If you do the pranayama that's connected with the mantra practice, that's a 1, 3, 2. That is breathing in through the left nostril for a certain unit of time, holding 3 times as long, and then out through the right twice as long. 1, 3, 2. And always breathing in through the left. In this, there is no alternate. The first one is alternate breathing. The second one is the one that's associated with your mantra, is different. And you could do either one of them. We are going to have a Zoom call just for the people who have received the mantra, so I will talk more in detail about those things. On this platform, on this Sunday, there are people on all different levels, so I will not go into details. But for those who are new, this is the prescription for Navaratri, that carve out a little time, sit 3 times, do pranayama, be a little bit more with yourself. If you are reactive by nature, try to react less. Sit with it, what you are reacting to. That's a practice in itself. Being mindful of how we live in the world, how we live our life, is also sadhana, is also spiritual practice. Please do not get caught up in rituals and doing. Get caught up with being. Being. Pay attention to yourself. Maintain that peace in your heart during those 9 special days. Ask yourself, whatever is ruffling your feathers, is it worth losing my peace over? Whatever is disturbing you, just stop, take a step back, take a deep breath, and say to yourself, is it worth losing my peace over this thing? And you can do that if you identify with truly who you are, your pure consciousness. So the more you identify with your true identity that you have come here to live, to know, those little things can drop. If you know who you are, then it's a little easier to navigate your life. So for the 9 days, at least Know your pure consciousness. That's what you came here to do. So that's what you are going to honor during that special time. Identify with pure consciousness. All the stories that ruffle our feathers and get in the way relate to body and mind. Body will die one day. All those stories will be dropped. Whether we like it or not, it will be dropped. So more we identify with the body, more we identify with the mind, we remain engaged doing the same thing. The story, Aaye the Hari Bhajan ko otan lage kapas. We had come here to remember God, but we got busy picking cotton. So, purpose of this little reminder that Navratri is coming from 22nd to 30th, carve out that special time, no matter where you are. Make your own Navaratri. Just whatever you decide to do in the name of living and the honoring you as being pure consciousness. You don't have to prove it to anybody. Nobody has to approve it. Nobody has to do anything. It's you who is going to proclaim that I am pure consciousness. Now, I don't say this, now you go and tell your spouse I'm pure consciousness. You'll have those things to deal with. Come from that place of love in your heart. Don't let it be a cause of discussion. It's not here, it's here. Anything of this nature is kept very sacred, very secret in the cave of your heart. It's no one's business. People try to make it their business. It's no one's business. We live and let live. The world will go on. Its choice is ours, what we choose to give importance to. We choose to give importance to the pure consciousness that we are. Anyway, thank you all for listening. I will be here to answer your questions, and I know I haven't said anything new. You know it. I have just reinforced what's bubbling in you. We all want to do something. We want to progress. And this is what Babaji is here for, just to remind you of what you already know and support in any way the ashram and I can do. Thank you all.